On April 2, 2025, President Trump stood proudly in the White House Rose Garden. He made a grand announcement. It was America's Liberation Day, he declared. This was his way of introducing sweeping new tariffs on imports. These tariffs, he claimed, would protect American jobs and businesses. He promised a new era of economic prosperity. The reaction was swift and severe. Financial markets around the world shuddered. Investors were gripped with fear. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, a key indicator of the U.S. stock market's health, plunged. It was a sign of things to come. Trump's bold move signaled a shift in global trade. It was a move away from cooperation and towards confrontation. The world watched nervously, waiting to see who would blink first. One thing was certain: the global economy was in for a bumpy ride. The stock market, a barometer of investor confidence, reacted immediately and viscerally to Trump's announcement. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, a collection of 30 major U.S. companies, went into a freefall. On April 2 alone, the Dow plummeted by over 1,500 points, wiping out trillions of dollars in value. This was not just a blip, it was a full-blown market panic. The S&P 500, a broader index of 500 large companies, also experienced a significant drop. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite Index wasn't spared either, entering bear market territory. Investors, fearing a full-blown trade war, fled from stocks and sought refuge in safer assets like gold and government bonds. This dramatic downturn reflected the deep uncertainty and fear that Trump's tariffs had injected into the global economy. Businesses worried about rising costs and disrupted supply chains put investment decisions on hold. Consumers, facing the prospect of higher prices, tightened their belts. The market turmoil was a clear sign that Trump's gamble was a risky one, with potentially devastating consequences. Trump's America First approach to trade had finally come home to roost. His tariffs, intended to protect American interests, had provoked a swift and furious response from some of America's closest trading partners. China, the European Union, and Canada, all major players in the global economy, announced retaliatory tariffs of their own. China, in a tit-for-tat move, slapped tariffs on a range of U.S. goods, including agricultural products like soybeans and pork, crucial exports for American farmers. The European Union targeted iconic American brands like Harley-Davidson motorcycles and Kentucky bourbon with tariffs, a move designed to inflict maximum political pain. Canada, long considered a close ally of the U.S., retaliated with tariffs on American steel and aluminum, key components in many industries. This wave of retaliation sent shockwaves through the global economy, further fueling the market turmoil. It signaled the beginning of a trade war that threatened to escalate out of control. The world watched with bated breath, hoping for a diplomatic solution but bracing for the worst. The economic outlook, once bright with promises of growth and prosperity, now appeared bleak and uncertain. Leading economists and financial institutions, analyzing the potential fallout of Trump's tariffs and the ensuing trade war, issued dire warnings. J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the world's largest banks, significantly increased its estimated probability of a recession in the United States and globally. The Federal Reserve, America's central bank, expressed deep concerns about the tariffs' potential to fuel inflation and slow economic growth. The International Monetary Fund, a global organization tasked with promoting financial stability, warned of a synchronized global slowdown, with trade tensions acting as a major drag on growth. These warnings from respected institutions underscored the severity of the situation. The tariffs, initially touted as a way to boost American businesses, were now threatening to undermine the global economy and push the world towards a recession. The cost of Trump's trade war, it seemed, was going to be steep, and everyone was going to have to pay the price.